I have a dream. We all have dreams, but we forget how to follow them. And today, I'm going to be telling you about what it feels to be really living it. My dream is to do something that's absolutely crazy, to go beyond the stars, to make history. Now, there are a couple of dreams that we in our team have. And I'm going to be sharing with you those dreams and the dreams of the dreamers that I work with. The moon. That's the brightest object in the night sky and has fascinated man since the beginning of time. In Greek mythology, it was worshipped as a goddess. Man has always aspired to reach the moon and to explore new worlds. This obsession with the moon has continued in modern history, and who can forget the iconic words of Apollo 11? One small step for man and a giant leap for mankind. We continue this obsession with the moon and hope to be the first private entity to land on the moon. Private entity on the moon, that's never happened before, but we are going to do it. So what do? I work at Team Indus, a next-gen aerospace startup that aims to make the next big leap for mankind. And why are we doing this? Well, we are trying to hoist the Indian flag on the moon and win the Google Lunar X Prize. So to give you a little background about the competition, the Google Lunar X Prize challenges private entities to land on the moon by 2016, rove or move by 500 meters, and to send back high-definition imagery back to the Earth. Initially, there were around 32 teams in the competition. We now believe there are around 18 teams left. We are in the top 3. The other 2 contenders are Astrobotics and Moon Express, the first one being incubated in Carnegie Mellon University, and the second backed by an NRI billionaire. And then there's us, the only Indian entrant for this prestigious prize. And why is it a big deal? Why is it a big deal to land on the moon? Well, whenever I ask people as to how many countries have actually landed on the moon, some people say it's been 7 countries or 9 countries, and sometimes even more. But the fact is that only 3 countries have actually landed on the moon so far: the US, Russia, and China. So what was I doing before joining Team Indus? Well, I was always fascinated with space and robotics, and I took up the course of electronics and communication engineering in college. Soon after in college, I was able to design and build and launch a nano satellite called SRMSAT. When I heard that an Indian team was actually vying for the Google Lunar X Prize and was seeking to land on the moon, I couldn't believe my ears, and I quit a very stable job, and I finally joined Team Indus, and then began my crazy journey on this dream. So, to tell you about what actually goes into this mission, about the enormity of the mission itself and the strategy, let me actually walk you through the different sections of the lunar journey. So we're hoping to launch aboard the PSLV in 2016. We hope to orbit around the moon, around the Earth first, and as we keep orbiting, we perform certain maneuvers. Now these maneuvers keep raising the orbits, and we keep going further and further away from the Earth until finally we get captured by the moon. Once captured, we start orbiting around the moon, and then we perform a few more maneuvers to land softly and safely on the lunar surface. Now to do this, you need actually elliptical orbits that are having orbital injection parameters that are directly in correlation with the landing site, which is Mare Imbrium for us, which means Sea of Rains, and the orbit in which the moon actually captures the spacecraft is called the Translunar Injection Orbit. Sounds simple enough. Well, it's rocket science. Now, the interesting part is that we launched with a mass of around 600 kilos, and we spent around 424 kilos of that in just the fuel. Even then, we're left with only 1 or 2 kilos of fuel for any extra maneuvers. So that's cutting it very tight, and that's because we have a very constrained mass margins, something that's common with space missions. Not only that, there are a lot many risks that go into a space mission. Now, for our mission, we have temperatures going from minus 269 degrees Celsius to 150 degrees Celsius for our mission. We keep getting bombarded by radiation as we keep moving towards the moon. Once we've actually landed on the moon, we have to rove very slowly so as to avoid any obstacles and any dust that is actually there, and to rove through the dust. In fact, it takes around 27 hours to actually go the distance of 500 meters on the moon. Getting to the moon involves a lot more risks, and some of those are mitigated through tests. So I'll show you a 19-second video of a test that was performed. It actually lasted for less than 1 second. We used certain special cameras to actually record this, certain sensors on board the spacecraft to record each and every impact force that's there on the lander, and we successfully proved that we can land on the moon. We can actually hit smack down on the surface and survive that load. So this was performed recently, and we succeeded in that test. Now, why did we choose to go to the moon? We chose to go to the moon because we wanted to set a path for mankind to follow. A couple of years ago, some of us decided to take upon themselves the initiative to start the biggest space movement in the country. Team Indus was born. In March 2011, we were officially declared as a team. We had to start our design from scratch. In 2014, we were declared as the top 3 contenders for the Google Lunar X Prize. And the fact that an Indian team can compete with the other teams in the world just proves that we are at par in terms of sophisticated engineering and technology with the rest of the world. We hope to revolutionize the way the youth looks at their future. We hope to aspire, and hopefully we will, all those who dare to dream. We dared to aspire to reach the moon. And look at me. I was always fascinated about the moon, and now I'm actually going there. And why should we go to the moon? Well, we've always been a race of explorers, enthusiasts, and entrepreneurs. We've always aspired to take the limits of mankind to a new level. In the words of a very famous space buff, Carl Sagan, we have exploration in our nature. We began as wanderers, and we are wanderers still. We have lingered too long on the shores of the cosmic ocean, and we are ready at last to set sail to the stars. What is a moonshot? Well, it's something that's so audacious, a goal that is so unbelievable that there's immense risk associated with it. Our moonshot just happened to be the moon. I'd like to request all of you to believe in your dreams, to believe in those dreams that were called unbelievable when you were young, and to pursue them. I'd like to ask you all to get up, stand up, and live your dream, even if it is the moon. Thank you.